Hello students, welcome back to another lesson video by me, Sir Emmanuel Joseph. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how you can express a better opinions or arguments using better words or vocabulary. You see, almost all of you have been in the age between 17 to 18 years old, and you guys are almost finishing high school right now. Make you guys ready to enter the college life or even go to work. And there will be times where you're going to have a conversation with someone, and at that times your words are going to show who you really are. That's why it is better to use better vocabulary or better words in order to having a conversation with someone when you're trying to convince them or giving opinions or arguments about certain topic. This will show them who you really are. And that's why in this video, I'm going to teach you better words or better vocabulary in order for you to deliver your opinions or arguments about certain topic, to make it sound more politely or even convince them to agree with you. So let's just start with the first thing about giving your personal opinions. So let's talk about when you have a conversation with your friends in school, in work, in college, or maybe at home, and they suddenly brought a topic like, would you rather be in an online class or an offline class? And then you would like to respond using these words. First is, I think that. Second is, I believe that. The third is, in my opinion. The fourth is, from my POV or from my point of view. And the next is, as far as I am concerned. The next is, I personally feel that. And the last is, if you ask me. So these are the words that you can use to express your opinions or giving your arguments. For example, I'm gonna choose in my opinion. So the conversation would be like this. In my opinion, offline class is better than online class because offline class makes students more active and engaging, whether in the other hand, online class makes students lazy. So you see, the rest of the words are just like a compliments about your opinions, but the first words or vocabulary that you use is so impactful. Another example, like, as far as I am concerned, online class has more negativity rather than offline class, because offline class makes sure that students and teacher are learning together. Now we're moving into the next step, which is giving reasons or supporting your arguments. First, you can use because. Second, you can use the reason is that. The third is this is due to. Number 4 is that's why. Number 5 is for example. Number 6 is for instance. And the last is such as. So, for example is, I believe offline class is better. The reason is that because this offline class makes students and the teacher interact clearly without having to have a fake conversation. Because when in an online class, students often fake their attendance by turning off their camera. That's why I prefer an offline class rather than an online class. Another example is like, I believe smartphones are useful because, or the reason that, or for instance, or for example, because they help us connect with others more. So that is how you're giving opinions or giving arguments or several words or vocabulary that you can use in order to express better opinions. Now is about agreeing and disagreeing about something or certain topics. So the first thing is about I agree. I agree with you, blah blah blah, because, and then that's true, and then there is you're right, and then there is I think so too, and then there is absolutely, and then the last is that makes sense. Makes sense because, for example, I agree with you that social media helps us connect more. Or for another example, absolutely. Offline class is better than online class. Or maybe when you agree with another opinions, you can use like, that's true. I usually have more internet in home than in college. In the other hand, if you try to disagreeing with something, you can use these several words or vocabulary. For example, I'm not sure I agree with that. And the second is I don't think so. The third is I see your point, but, or I see your point, however, and I understand that, but I believe. And then there is this might be true or that might be true, but, for example, your friend thinks that fried chicken is better than meatball, and then you said, I understand, but I think fried chicken will make you full for a longer time. Or for example, Monday is better than Sunday. I think Monday is better than Sunday, and then you replied because you are disagree. I'm not sure I agree with that because I think Sunday is better than Monday because, or the reason that Sunday is better than Monday because you have more free time. That's why. So that is all the vocabularies or the new words, some words that you can use in order to deliver a better expression or arguments about certain topic with someone when you have a conversation with them. I believe that as a student, especially you are in the last class of high school right now, you have to be prepared to become a better person. You have to learn. Here are some tips by me to you in order for you to upgrade yourself. First is speak clearly and confidently. You see, sometimes you are afraid to talk because you are afraid by getting judged by people, or maybe you feel that you are not better. You see, sick people go to hospital because they need medicine. So because you feel that your English is low, that's where you should practice and practice and practice. Secondly, you can use expression naturally. Sometimes you don't have in speaking, you don't have to care about your grammar. Even now as I'm making this video, I'm probably making some grammatical error, but that's not the point. The point is as long as this conversation is on the point and achieve its purpose, then everything is alright. It's okay. Because through time, you will be better. So just speak naturally the way you are, the accent that you have. That makes you special. The third is support your expression, opinions or reasons using the words that you have heard every single day. So sometimes you don't have to use better, you don't have to use like perfect words or perfect vocabulary. Sometimes you have to stick with one vocabulary or one words that you just learned today, and then you imply it to your daily life. And through time, you will be able to use that and you will be remember that for the rest of your life. The next is you can practice with your friends or record yourself until you get fluent. This will test your fluency. How far is your English speaking? And you can also talk in front of the mirror. This will make your speaking becomes better. And I believe that as the last semester students in this class, you will achieve better in speaking. So, thank you students. That is all from me, Mr. Emmanuel Joseph. And you can see in the blog I have provided an assignment for you where you have to create a video. The instructions are available in the blog. So that is all from me. Thank you so much and see you in another lesson video. Bye.